What's going on, guys? Got another old truck in the shop. Pretty cool one. This truck actually was built in '77 by Skyjacker, technically. So this is Gator. Gator's a '77 F-150. This truck was built back in '77 for SEMA by Lonnie McCurry 4-wheel drive center, which is what eventually became Skyjacker. So pretty cool to have this truck in the shop. There's a lot more details as far as the story's going. I know Solomon knows more of it, but she's in here. We are getting her mechanically sound while Solomon's out on his road trip. He wants to drive this thing around and possibly sell it to someone that's going to be happy with it and drive it. So our goal with this truck is get it mechanically sound. We're going to take care of a little, maybe some fender and body stuff, but I don't want to get into it too much. I want to keep most of the truck what it is and keep that original look from when it was built in the 70s. But we're going to try to like even out the bumper here. This one got pulled up too, so we're going to try to even that stuff out. Maybe pop some dents out that it has that should be easily fixable. But we're going to keep the story going on with it. But quick little overview on it. Obviously, it's going to be on a Skyjacker 4-inch lift. It's got some 35 Baja Pro XS tires, 35 13.5/17s with the Mickey Thompson wheels. And we've already gone through the whole truck and it's pretty clean. It's extremely clean for what it is. Nathan has already taken apart some drive shafts. We're gonna fix U-joints, do all the fluids, change the front brake pads. We're probably gonna change the front springs so we could get the truck more level. We're gonna do the air filter, the valve cover, spark plugs, the wires, fuel pump gasket, the filter, belts, rebuild the transfer case gaskets and seals. And I think we're gonna do something with the interior, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So we are gonna do something with the interior, but I think we're gonna just kind of redo what it is. I'll show you guys that later once it's off the lift. But we'll go over a couple cool little details. It's got the PTO winch, super old school stuff. You see it in there, the steel cable. It's got this crazy front bumper that probably has pushed some animals out of the way. Skyjacker shocks, springs, dual stabilizer kit. It's got a track bar in there. Looks like it's aftermarket. It's a manual truck. It's got the drop brackets. It's got the old school amp steps right there for the ladies. 4 9-inch Dana 44 front. Leaf springs from Skyjacker. Rear shocks as well. Stock fuel cell. It's got some wiring that we're gonna take care of. There's a lot of that old wiring. I think at one point this thing had a roof light bar and a roll bar. Alright, so Nathan got the T-case pulled and he started rebuilding it already. He got all this stuff cleaned out. We ended up taking it outside, pressure washing it, and trying to get it as clean as possible. Obviously, it's not going to look brand new. It's got like 50 years of gunk on it. But pretty cool. This has the original serial number from '76. And it's got all the assembly number stuff. So all the bearings and seals are actually still good, surprisingly. Even though the truck doesn't have that many miles, but kept them in there. Did the seals and gaskets. That's good to go. We're waiting on 2 more seals to come in. Thing gets in and raises the truck up so you can put the transfer case back in. I'm going to do some basic tune-up stuff. So we're going to do the air filter, the valve cover gaskets, and clean them so they look nice again. Spark plug wires, spark plugs, and belts. So pretty easy stuff. Well, that was a super short time lapse and didn't take long to find something. So I took off the air filter, and yeah, there's a lot of oil there. Look at how much oil has built up on this thing over time. That's all from the vent recycling into this. That is a lot. All right, so we'll get that cleaned out and then get it all back together. So kind of funny. That's on purpose. I didn't realize that in 77, 79, these things still came with oil bath air, filters. So we're gonna keep that because it's actually kind of rare, and some people online are saying that this is better. Some are saying the paper filters are better, but it's kind of a 50-50 thing. But it looks like a lot of people are converting their trucks to this if it had it originally. So we're gonna just play it safe and keep it on since it is rare. We'll just get it cleaned out. So basically it's an oil bath. So you're supposed to fill this to a certain oil level in there, and the oil will help catch dust and particles and things that shouldn't go in the engine. And then there's a metal filter inside here that is soaked with oil as well that helps catch things. So what we're gonna do is take that out, clean it out with brake cleaner. We're gonna clean this out as best as we can because none of this stuff comes apart. It's kind of all stuck in there. And then we'll put it all back together and we'll put it on the truck after we're finished with the rest of the job. So kind of a funny moment, but yeah, it goes to show like these things are super old and it's not common to see this stuff anymore. Probably like 2 days later, oh shit, magnet. All right, so we took a break. We had a bunch of stuff going on in the shop. We're working on a 37 Ford back there, and then we're 3D scanning a bunch of stuff for our race car build. But we are back on Gator. So I already went ahead and pulled the valve covers. Everything looks super good. The cord gaskets actually came off really nice. I cleaned these things up pretty good with some diesel. They're actually in really good condition. Got the cables pulled off. I numbered them before completely removing them. Even though everything is still in like stock configuration, it's still a good thing to do that just so you have like a second reference. This valve cover already done. I'm waiting on the spark plugs to come in. The ones that I ordered had a bigger thread, so I ended up just ordering the same part number that came out of the truck, and we'll get those gapped. The intake is still sitting on the table back there. We got to get that cleaned up, but I want to vacuum all the stuff under here to get all that nice and neat. And I think that's it. We also, yesterday we actually pulled apart the rear diff, pulled apart the rear axle. We still have it taken apart. We're waiting on wheel bearings and seals to come in, but the rear gears look good. The LSD was basically in perfect condition. Front axle perfect condition. Changed the oil in the Dana 44. Changed the oil on the transfer case and the transmission, and we have engine oil to go in. Transmission was a little flaky, some glitter there, but I think it's okay for how many miles. It's probably the original oil. Everything we've touched to this point has been from like the last people that touched it where it was the factory. It's kind of crazy. Everything has been going super smooth. We haven't had any like major hiccups. I haven't found anything questionable on the truck. Everything is basically like stock. Like this truck has never been touched except for now and the obvious things that was done to the truck in 77 for the SEMA show. But yeah, pretty much after we get all this stuff done, we'll take it out to go play probably one time. And then we're gonna do the interior. We're gonna redo the front seat because it's got some tears in it from age. And then I wanna see if we can find a similar carpet because the carpet has kind of like a little tear by the accelerator pedal. And I would like to get that fixed. I think it'll like tie the whole truck around. And then we're gonna get it detailed because there's a lot of just dirt everywhere and like rust falling from the hood, which is obvious. Like this stuff is gonna happen over time. But yeah, I just want to get a super good wash, get all the spider webs, get all the cobwebs off, get all the junk out of the bed. And then I do want to do something to bring back the paint to life because if you notice, the paint's actually like super crazy, like almost like an emerald green with flake. So I want to see if we could get some of that back if by adding some shine to it. So we're gonna try that. You kind of see like some of the flake hiding under the faded clear. I think it'd be so sick if we could bring that back. All right, we got pretty much everything done on the Gator. We just finished wrapping up the oil change, topping off the rear axle fluid. We ended up changing the wheel bearings, fuel pump gasket, fuel filter, and she pretty much cranked on right away, no issue. So super good on that. We're gonna get this thing out of here, take it for a test drive, see if we made improvements or if we're missing stuff to fix. Or made it worse. And then we took it for a drive when we ran out of gas because we thought that the fuel sender was not working.
No, she working.
But yeah, she works and we were on empty, so we're on the side of the road. Well, while we're here, might as well record. So we're waiting on someone to come pick us up so I could go get my truck and then get fuel. But actually one of the neighbors here might see if they have fuel for us. But truck drives really good, so that's great. There's a little noise that we keep hearing that I'm trying to figure out what it is. It's kind of like a whirling noise, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's something with like a loose clamp or something just bouncing around that shouldn't be in the car, or it does have a PTO winch, so we're probably thinking the U-joints on the shaft for the PTO might have some play. So we're gonna we'll check the truck when we get back, but first we gotta get the truck back to the shop. So the truck looks pretty sick though. No oil leaks. Getting some fuel in her.
I guess now we're gonna see if the gauge actually works.
I think that's what it was. I hope that's what it was.
I hope it works.
Imagine it's not that and like something big, something worse is wrong, or the fuel pump actually died.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Just pulled it off.
Yeah. Obviously, fuel related. We're back at the shop. All we did was add fuel and it turned on, so that's a good thing. But we did notice that when we were filling up the fuel, we did notice that like it was kind of like bubbling out and filling up and not really taking the fuel into the fuel cell. So we think there's an issue with the vent hose. So we're gonna try to blow that out and clear it, and then probably take it to a gas station and fill it up and see if things are actually working. We kind of blew out the vent and it kind of worked. So I made it to the gas station, filling it up right now, some 93. Hopefully it cleans out the system a little bit better. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but I know that when I was driving it, it kind of died in fourth when I was kind of like full throttle. So I didn't like that, but it's actually already kind of telling me this thing's full. But I think the vent is just still bad. So hopefully I can get this thing filled up and we'll take it for a longer test drive. She broke down again. This time I came alone. Nathan's at the shop working now. So for some reason this thing dies once you get into fourth gear and then accelerate, it just falls on its face. So, and I just left the gas station and put another 2 gallons, so it's got at least 10 in there, which it should be plenty for what the truck needs to run. So what I'm thinking is either clogged fuel lines, which is kind of what I'm thinking right now because the fuel filter is not getting any fuel in there. So it could be either clogged fuel lines, a bad fuel pump, which I don't think so because it runs pretty good first, second, and third gear, or the carb is not happy with heavy load. I'm gonna wait out here probably like another 30 minutes and then hopefully it turns on and I get back to the shop. So we swapped out the fuel cell, fuel tank, whatever you want to call it, changed the sending unit. So now our gauge for fuel actually does work, but I drove it and it turned off again. So I'm thinking now it's either something that's getting hot after 10 minutes and killing the truck. So I'm leaning towards probably the ignition system. Maybe I forgot what it's called, but something with a Duraspark is getting hot and it's losing its spark as it gets heat. Or the fuel pump is losing its power or its like strength after 10 minutes of driving. So what I'm gonna do is let it idle at the shop for 10 minutes once I get it back, because right now I'm currently broken down again. And we're gonna do some real diagnostic on this and see if we can figure out what exactly is going on. All right, guys, so it's the next morning and I noticed a couple weird things after letting Gator cool down. So yesterday I got back kind of frustrated, just parked it, let it cool down, did like a quick diagnostic. I didn't get too far into it, but I did notice something pretty weird, and maybe someone on the channel could point it out to us. But so when we got here yesterday, that fuel filter, the fuel level in there was much lower, and after it cooled down, it looks like the level in there went up. So kind of weird. You kind of see it there, almost like 3/4 of the way up. Think I'm gonna call the video here for now. We're gonna do some diagnostic off camera, try to figure out what's going on with it. I'm thinking it's got to be something with the fuel pump or the ignition at this point. Basically, something is getting hot after about 10 minutes. What's super weird is that basically this thing dies at the same exact street every single time that we go for a test drive. So it's telling me that it is something getting hot and then going bad, whether it's the fuel pump or the coil pack or the distributor. Something here is having an issue. I'm also going to change out the fuel filter to a different one. Maybe that's causing something, and then we're going to try to reprime the fuel system. Maybe we just didn't prime this thing up correctly. So we're going to do some diagnostic. Hopefully in the next video we can have some good success. Well, maybe on the next video we have some better news for you guys. I think this video we pretty much got defeated by old Gator, but you win some, you lose some with these builds. We haven't lost the battle yet. It's just, I'm pretty sure we'll get this thing running. I'm hoping to take it home. I want to drive it home at least a couple times just to make sure that it is good. If you think you know what's going on with old Gator here, drop in the comments. Open to suggestions right now. We'll figure it out eventually, but someone already has had this issue and they kind of pinpointed for us. It speeds things up a little bit. But yeah, guys, drop a like, share the video, help us out. I got some pretty cool things for Gator coming up. We need to get it cleaned. We're gonna do something with the outside of it to wake it up a little bit more, and hopefully drive this thing around a little bit before it leaves. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, see you guys on the next one.